Hello, everyone. It's so good to see you, Nez Nation. Today, I've got some really, really powerful evidence that mainstream media, that legacy media does not even, they just completely deny. They don't want to share as usual, as normal. We know how they operate. And it relates to the hush money case that former President Donald Trump faces, which potentially could be the first of many cases that he faces that could go to actual trial. Remember, Cash Money G, Fannie Willis, and the classified documents and the other cases and all the 91 indictments and the Letitia, Big Shame James. There's possibilities that these trials won't happen before the election. This hush money case, who the presiding judge is a self-proclaimed proud immigrant, Judge Juan Merchan, who is presiding over the hearing, charges that he falsified business records to conceal money paid to silence porn star Stormy Daniels in 2016 in a Manhattan state court in New York. This judge, Judge Juan Merchan, placed a gag order on the former president, Donald Trump, citing that his rhetoric is dangerous. Prosecutors requested this gag order, barring Trump from either making or directing other people to make public statements on his behalf about jurors, potential witnesses in the hush money trials, such as his lawyer turned nemesis, Michael Cohen, and porn star Stormy Daniels. It also prohibits any statements meant to interfere with or harass the court staff, prosecution, or their families. It does not bar comments about Merchan or his family, nor does it prohibit criticism of Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, the elected Democrat whose office is prosecuting Trump. So we all know who Alvin Bragg is. We all know the absolute abomination that New York City and all, from the governor to the mayor to the DA to pretty much everybody involved in government in that entire state and city, it's just an absolute abomination, right? If you don't know or remember who Alvin Bragg is the guy who let the migrants out on bail with not even having to pay bail, who beat up those NYPD officers, illegal migrants. He let them go. No charges, no nothing. The big kind of hoopla and what's happening right now with this hush money case is that Trump made some comments on his Truth Social platform, which, by the way, I'm on. Follow me there, at Professor Nez, where he talked about how Juan Merchan, the judge presiding over the case, his daughter, who is a staunch anti-Trump advocate, made some posts of, Trump behind bars, and she's kind of advocated against Trump, and she also works. He also said that she also works for Kamala Harris. I'll talk about that in a second. And in a statement, a spokesperson for New York State court system said that claim was false and that the social media account Trump was referencing no longer belongs to Lauren Merchan. Isn't that convenient? It appears to have been taken over by someone else after she deleted it about a year ago. So here is the actual post that Donald Trump posted on his, his own social media platform called Truth Social. He says, Judge Juan Merchan, who is suffering from an acute case of Trump derangement syndrome, whose daughter represents crooked Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Adam Shifty Schiff, and other radical liberals, has just posted a picture of me behind bars. This was March 27th, 2024. Her obvious goal, and makes it completely impossible to get a fair trial, has now issued another illegal, un-American, unconstitutional order as he continues to try to take away my rights. This judge is, by issuing a vicious gag order, is wrongfully attempting to deprive me of my First Amendment right to speak out against the weaponization of law enforcement, including the fact that crooked Joe Biden, Merrick Garland, and their hacks and thugs are tracking and following me all across the country, obsessively trying to persecute me while everyone knows I have done nothing wrong. So that's the post that he made on Truth Social, and it's got the DA Alvin Bragg all in an uproar. It's got Judge Merchan all in an uproar. It's got mainstream media all in an uproar. Wait till you see this absolute meltdown by MSNBC reporter Nicole Wallace. Watch this.
You know, it's time to do something different. Like, we're not going to have this conversation again. I have come on the air with breaking news about requests for gag orders because of threats for judges and their kids more times than I could count today before I got ready. And Judge Ludig, I think it's time. I don't know who has to write the banners at the bottom of my show. I'm sorry in advance. But Donald Trump broke the rule of law. And we should cover a broken judiciary in this country. Donald Trump managed to delay every federal criminal trial based on facts that he barely denies. Donald Trump managed to enlist the Supreme Court in a delay process, the highest court in the land. Donald Trump brazenly and repeatedly attacks not just judges, and I've had the privilege of sitting across not just from you, Judge Ludig, but from Judge Esther Salas, whose son was assassinated by a crazy person. Judges don't have Secret Service protecting them. They don't even always have, I mean, her child answered the door. What are we going to do different? Because Donald Trump sure as hell isn't changing.
Always with the over-exaggeration, always with the litany of hyperboles. Oh my gosh, he's going after their kids. Oh my God, well, this guy's a maniac. He's a monster. It doesn't work anymore, y'all. You gotta stop. It's not working. Haven't you learned by now? What's that old saying? Doing something over and over again and expecting the same result is a sign of insanity. I'm just paraphrasing here. I could be wrong, but you guys know the saying. Let me know in the comments if you do. They keep doing the same thing, thinking it's going to work. We're going to attack him. We're going to paint him to be this monster. We're going to exaggerate and be as dramatic as a Shakespearean play and use language that just vilifies him and demonizes him at every single turn, when the people are smart. We realize this is just their game. This has been their tactics since going all the way back to Russia hoax before COVID. It doesn't work, Nicole. It doesn't work, MSNBC. And you know why? Because it turns out the former president was actually, oh my gosh, dare I say it? I think mainstream media will combust if I say this. He actually told the truth. Check this out. If you look at the very top there, this is Lauren Merchant, but look at the @ right there. @Lauren M426. These are newly uncovered tweets. You won't see this on mainstream media. This is just breaking right here. New uncovered tweets, courtesy and credit to Laura Loomer. Photos from Lauren Merchant's X account, how she praised her judge father from the same account, Lauren M426. You can see it right there at the top. That had the profile pic of President Trump behind jail bars, okay? So she's praising him, saying, oh, I love my job, and yada, yada, yada. And then down here, you'll see in this comment, this image, imagine this immigrant from Colombia, now a Supreme Court justice in the greatest city in the world. What's the @ right there? What's her username? @Lauren M426. Well, check this out. Wow, what do we have there? What do we have here? Lauren M426. And who does she have behind bars? That looks a lot like the former president, Donald J. Trump. Ooh, that's interesting. But no. We claim that this was taken over by somebody else and deleted. This is not her account. Lauren M426 is not her account. Is that so? Is that so? Here is Lauren M. speaking at some marketing, seminar or God knows what. And you can see in her slides, she has @Lauren M426 that she cites as her username. When she now is, it looks like she's marketing or at least advocating for authentic campaigns, which is Kamala Harris's and Adam Schiff's company. What do you know? Lauren Merchant is the president and partner. Kamala Harris is her client. And this is a company that focuses on campaigns and elections. So Judge Merchant, who is a New York State Supreme Court judge, issued a gag order against President Trump today, has a daughter named Lauren Merchant, and she is the president and partner at a company called Authentic Campaigns that boasts Kamala Harris. And they also have very staunch and avid Trump hater Adam Schiff as a client. Okay. So when I click on this there's more proof. Overwhelming and excited to announce that Lauren M426, the same account, is being named partner and part owner of Authentic Campaigns effective immediately. Isn't that interesting? That was reposted, and look at the profile picture. Look at the username. So they denied it. They lied. They said, no, this is not our account. So when you click on that account now, what do you see? You don't see a profile picture. You don't see a banner. You don't see, hey, let's get him behind bars. Hey, I'm now the president of Authentic Campaigns. Hey, Kamala Harris and Adam Schiff are our client. Isn't that just interestingly convenient? Here's another thing that's really interesting. The FEC also reports and reveals that Lauren Merchant is a frequent ActBlue donor to Democrat candidates. If that's not an absolute conflict of interest for Judge Merchant, who is engaging in election interference, essentially this is election interference, he should recuse himself from President Trump's case immediately. Remember, the same law applies to the Cash Money G. Willis case. It's not only impropriety that is grounds for dismissal, disqualification, or even doing the right thing, recusing oneself. It is the appearance. There cannot be even the appearance of impropriety. Again, Nez Nation, doesn't it seem funny how the same thing just keeps happening over and over and over again? And if it wasn't for channels like myself, you would never hear about this stuff. You think mainstream media is going to talk about it? You think MSNBC, CNN, ABC, CBS? They're not going to show you what I just showed you about Lauren Merchant's account. They're not going to show you the debilitating, overwhelmingly profound double standard and hypocrisy by the so-called righteous, elitist, leftist consortium that is run by Obama, Clinton, and the like. Kamala, Schiff, Pelosi, Schumer, they're all a part of this. They think they know what's better for us than we do. So they're going to make sure that this guy can't run. They're going to do, this is election interference. There's no other way that you can, if he doesn't recuse himself, if Judge Merchant doesn't recuse himself, we all know Fannie Cash Money G is not going to recuse herself. We all know Letitia Big Shame James isn't going to recuse herself, right? Even though there's overwhelming, not just evidence, not just substance, not just facts, but there's overwhelming experts, bipartisan. They're not even Republican or conservative, bipartisan across the other, saying this is a giant embarrassment. You guys got to stop. Even remember what Frank Luntz said. Frank Luntz is not a Republican. Frank Luntz can't stand Trump. What did he say? Frank Luntz said, if Letitia Big Shame James goes after Trump's properties, you have sealed the deal. He will win the election. It's a giant embarrassment. You're going after him. You are not perpetuating the long-standing tradition and honor of our forefathers by allowing democracy to take place. What you're doing is a miscarriage of democracy, period. The hypocrisy is overwhelming. It's not just one instance. It's not just two instances. It's not just three instances. It's multiple dozens and dozens of instances of a lack of impartiality, a lack of fairness, a lack of impropriety, and just straight corruption. It's a weaponization of the DOJ. It's a weaponization of our criminal justice system, going after one guy. And all you're doing, thank God, we have this amazing right to free speech, free expression. Otherwise, channels like mine couldn't exist. Otherwise, you'd be getting all your news from the state media. Thank God people like me exist. Otherwise, you wouldn't be getting any of this information. Thank God we still have some freedoms that raise awareness, and people are waking up. I'm so proud of our movement. I'm so proud of galvanizing this beautiful renaissance of thinking, critical discernment, using Aristotle's rhetoricals of principle, principles of rhetoric, rhetoricals of principle, ethos, pathos, logos, audience, purpose, message. It's our sovereignty, our ability to critically think. We're not falling for it anymore. Sorry, Judge Merchan. Sorry, Letitia Big Shame James. Sorry, Cash Money G. Willis. Sorry, Cohen. Sorry, Pelosi, Schumer, and all the rest of you corrupt swamp vermin. We're not falling for it anymore. I want to throw this over to you guys, Nez Nation. What do you think of all this hypocrisy? What do you think of what I just shared with you? Do you think that Judge Merchan should recuse himself? Do you think that the gag order should stand? Do you think that the overwhelming extension of the law of Alvin Bragg and all of these other wicked, defamatory rebukes to justice, do you think they should still be doing what they're doing and still allowed to go after him? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. As always, if you made it this far, don't forget in the pinned comment, become a Nez Nation Insider. It's our free newsletter. You won't miss out on a thing. It's in the pinned comment. Just click on the link or the show notes or in the description. Just click on the link, click on free newsletter, give us your best email, and you're always in. You'll never miss out. We've got interviews coming, live breaking news, updates, everything that mainstream media won't share with you, everything that all these network television, these state media won't share with you, but I will. This is your one-stop shop. Don't forget to check out these videos right here coming up. They are awesome. I posted this one yesterday. This video is amazing too. Check that out. I'll see you over there as always. God bless you, Nez Nation. God bless your families, and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.